Hey guys, just seeing people starting to arrive, hopefully from the Discord. So looking to do a live trade today. It's been really just getting rid of this echo. Hold on. There's a crazy echo going on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Just starting to look at the LuxAlgo, seeing what we can see. Let's see. Got to switch to LuxAlgo again on the window here. For the moment, it's on the Discord. Sure, I mean, using LuxAlgo, Bjorn. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's have a look at it at different time frames and stuff. Not much is going on with SPY at the moment. I'm planning to do some SPY trades, which I've been doing all day. But yeah, let's look at Bitcoin. I think a lot of people have been asking me about crypto, and LuxAlgo with crypto. So let's go. That's the 1 minute. It's kind of doesn't look particularly great at the moment. So let's look at like slightly longer time frames and see how things are looking. Let's see. So this is with let me just check because I want to make sure I've got the right settings on here. So at the moment on Lux, I am on short term. So what time frames are you most interested in, like day or like a swing with Bitcoin? Because it'll depend on what settings I put in on the autopilot and stuff. So if like you're looking for a reversal like over the next few weeks, I'll have to change this to medium or long term, see what it's kind of saying. Okay, so long term. All right, let's have a look at what it's saying on the swing trade side of things. Let's see. So on Lux, I'm going to put it on. Let's try medium, then we'll look at long as well. So medium term. Let's do like, I don't know, like a 4-hour chart. We can look at the daily as well. You need to see the 4-hour chart here. Looks fairly reliable on most of the signals on this time frame. I'm guessing you want longer than 4 hours, so let's put it on daily. So you can see it called this nice upswing for a while on the daily, pretty well. Called these downs. Sideways here though, and you can see that Lux is struggling to really say much about it, but it does look like it's turning bearish here on this particular section. Let's have a look. I'm just going to turn off the profit loss thing and stuff. Let's see. So turn this off. Kind of zoom in here. So it hasn't been that accurate on the daily recently, so I wouldn't put much weight into this just yet. The smart trail has turned bearish though. but it's done it before plenty of times and not really lasted. So I wouldn't say there's anything super clear. If we change this to, let's see, the long term, let's see if it's any more like clear, but it's looking kind of wishy-washy at the moment. So just change it to long term, and long term it's still saying it's bullish on the daily. So let's zoom out here. Just kind of get a feel for, yeah. So this is long term. It's only got one signal. It's still going up. It's still on the smart trail, the bullish smart trail here. So I guess this is the problem where we have been going sideways. So there's no real like clear trend. We have switched to a bearish trend here though in the smart trail. So that combined with the medium term bear signal doesn't give me a lot of confidence in Bitcoin going up, according to LuxAlgo. Let's see. I mean, we also have the reversal cloud pointing down as well a little bit. So hard to say, but it's not looking super bullish to me. So let's close this. Hopefully you guys can still see the screen here. Yeah. Yeah, LuxAlgo is awesome. It doesn't look like it's that great for like the longer times on Bitcoin and stuff here, but it's amazing on SPY for me. 1 minute, I just keep making win after win on it. Hoping to do a trade live. Today's been just a nightmare though. If you guys that are in the Discord have been following my trades today on it, it's just been like one big fight the whole day. Anyway, let's go and look and see what SPY's doing, because it'd be really cool to do like a live trade and talk through it, because I do all these videos all the time, but there's something like it's easy to like look through a video, and so it's a whole different thing though to be doing the trade like live and explaining like every step as it goes. At the moment, so this is a 1 minute SPY. Let me just check. I put my settings back to where they normally are on the autopilot. So usually I'm on short term. So just gonna switch to here. All right, so let's see where we're at. So we're on the 1 minute SPY, got the smart trail on. This short failed, but this isn't something I'd take because it was already finding support at the smart trail. So it's something that's, I think a lot of new people probably struggle with, is this idea of like, if you're at the smart trail and you get a down signal, it's never wise, in my opinion, to jump straight in, because it's basically like you're at support, right? So there is a setting I keep talking about in the videos where you can turn this off so it doesn't show you these signals that aren't confluent with the trend. However, I do like to keep them on sometimes. Personally, I keep them on because sometimes it can be a sneaky entry later on, and so it's still showing them, but it's not something that you should really take. I missed this long. Looked like it would have been a nice quick move. I've been playing 0 DTE options on these, but since we've only got an hour and a half left, I'll be playing options for tomorrow. So the 8th of June, tomorrow's expiration, if I take any trades. At the moment, what I'm looking for here is we had the buy signal and we've run up. We got the reversal zone here, so it's pulled back down. If we find support here, though, close to the smart trail, there's still a chance here to take another trade. I've been playing it that way a little bit. We're still a little bit off the smart trail though, so I'm not super eager, especially with today's choppiness, to jump in. Like, I'm not super over eager. I've already done like 5 trades today. If you guys want to see I don't know if you guys have seen the ongoing track record that I'm keeping. I've updated today's trades on it as well. Let me just post it in the chat here so that you guys can see it. Hey, plethora of blades. I'm just reading your stuff now. 25% is a hard stop for me, so it's usually it's a lot less than that, because that's like if there's nothing else telling me to get out. So I kind of try and talk you through some of the stops that I use. And honestly, I've been getting so many wins on this thing that I've only stopped out a handful of times over the last 60 trades. So just waiting for that one big one where I'm forced to take that 25% loss. I think I've taken like a 30% loss early on it, but generally been working quite well. So I'll use other indicators to stop out before I take a 25% loss. So one key thing here is I trim profits really quickly. So if I can get 10%, I'll trim profits. at 10%, maybe a third or half of the account, just not the account, the position size, just because then if it does go against me, I'm in a lot better position. So you won't see many losses because of that. Whereas if you were to hold the whole position, it would often go against you, and you'd see like 10% losses and stuff. So that's really helping me not to actually take losses, which is like my number one tip for people that are using LuxAlgo that in a similar style to me. You're saying doesn't look like you take that big of a loss. Also, how much capital are you working with? What's your account size? Yeah, so each position is about $3,000, and I'm using anywhere between 50 and 100,000 in capital. So it's a small portion of my account. And if it was a bigger portion of my account, I'd be sweating a lot more than I usually am. So use a small, few percent. I have been aggressive in the past, like I'll use 10, 20% of my account, but at the moment I'm using a small portion. So it helps to keep me calm, right? At least a bit, somewhat calm at times. All right, so it looks like we're testing the smart trail here, and I'm curious where the stop loss and things are on Lux at the moment. So I'm going to turn it on, see where we're at. Okay, so looking for an entry here, potentially long, right? So I want to see this hold though, and there is a good chance that I'll miss this, and that's okay because there's lots and lots of chances, right? This is a 1 minute time frame. You can see there's almost always a signal ongoing. So what I want to see here is it holding the smart trail. Now we're already below where if you look at the top of the signal candle, so we're already getting a bargain here. So you just got to be sure that this thing is going to find support. So I want to see a big green candle coming in that shows that we're not just going to break this and sell off. Maybe a down signal will come in. And so it's just kind of adapting to what's going on. We'll see what this does. If it holds it for a couple of candles and then starts to push back up, it's a possible long, but we'll see how it goes. The other alternative, right, is this just breaks down through here with a big red candle and we start to switch to a sell signal. That becomes harder for me because if it does that quickly, then getting an entry that follows my rules, which is that we have to have a bearish red smart trail, is often very difficult. And I just did a video where I talked about a couple of trades I did earlier where I've actually waited for rejections from the smart trail. So I'd miss the first signal and then get in on a rejection from the smart trail, like this one right here, for example, at a similar price. So two criteria: got to get a similar price to original signal, and then also it's got to reject properly from the smart trail. I didn't play this one. I played like 2 or 3 other ones. You can see it in the last video that I published a little bit ago. All right, so we had some buying here, sucked up a little bit. We're just still sitting on this smart trail at the moment, so we'll see what happens. So if I do play calls, I'm just going to go with tomorrow's June 8th calls, probably the 427s. It doesn't make a huge difference. I think people get hugely caught up on, I think, what exact strike and things, but it really doesn't matter that much. So I'm just getting these ready. I'm just going to check out the chart here a little bit. Okay, so this is difficult. I'm hoping for... kind of hoping for this to not be an entry here because it could jump in right here. It has held this. It's got this nice little tail. It's sucked up, right? Everything's been bought up from here. But I'm very cautious at the moment to enter, and especially since I'm doing this live, I want to make sure that if people are watching this and following along, that we get the absolute best possible trades. So even though this does look like it's a good setup, you can see how basically we had buyers stepping in on the smart trail. Looks perfect. This is a nice candle. The problem is, like, it's been so choppy, I'm just really wary to jump in anything that's not absolutely like super solid at the moment. So gonna keep watching this, but this does look like a good bounce right off the smart trail. It's a good bounce until it isn't, of course. So not in any huge rush to do things. If you want to play this bounce, like, it's not so bad at the moment. would still be in at a price that's lower than the top of this candle, which is the original entry price. It didn't get to the profit zone, it didn't quite get there, but I'm just waiting to see what happens here and see if it flips to a bearish signal or not. In the meantime, just let me know if you have questions in the question box. I'll just continue to answer you guys if best I can while I'm eating my lunch, drinking my smoothies. Yeah, it looks like another fake out here. The down signal just fired. Sometimes it'll go off though, so just be careful. We're only 31 seconds through the candle, so this could still just go off, right, and just still be in the cloud, this smart trail cloud. So we'll see what it does. In terms of entering, I'm going to wait for a switch, right? So this will switch to the bearish downtrend if it continues, and basically I'll try and get an entry for puts if I like the entry. So we're just kind of waiting here, see what happens. Still okay, so it looks like it's going to stick. So all right, so it just flipped. So I'm going to actually be careful here, guys, because it's been a crazy day, but I'm going to buy the 427 puts for tomorrow here. I'm going to give it another second, just putting my orders in right now. Let's see. Bearing in mind I've won like so many in a row, this will be the main losing trade I take. So I'm going to jump in here, just placing the order and trying to do everything at once here. So this looks like a good entry to me, but who knows? I'm filled at 112 on the 8th, tomorrow's 427 puts. And so my goal here will be to take partial profits if it drops quickly, which I really hope it will. But today's been so choppy, it's going to be a crazy ride. So we'll see. Sorry, just fighting with two computers at the moment. And okay, so we're starting to get a drop here. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Trying to juggle two computers and my lunch all at the same time is not fun with the trade here. So the low 120s will be hopefully the first profit target if this thing continues. Hopefully we don't get a big beast up back towards the smart trail. Just want a drop here so I can get safe, at least get a little bit of profits out. Just a little bit more of this candle just drops just a little bit. I'll take my, oh, come on. Just want to get like 121 or something just to get like some profits here. So all right, I'm gonna try and get 10% here. So I was in at 112. I'm just gonna okay. So I just filled on that drop there at 121, and so you see it dropping really nicely. So I just took a third of my position there on that last candle. Sorry, half my position. I'm still half asleep, guys. Sorry. So that was half my position for 10%. I'm just kind of watching it here. We're in 129. I'm just going to close out here, guys. Like I'm going to try and get 129 on the other half of my position. I'm not pushing it in this market. I mean, I know it's a small percent gain, but especially since I'm live. Okay, so I'm just putting in my order now. Let's see if it fills. All right, it filled at 131. So pretty quick little trade there. Things are reversing so hard at the moment that I'm not prepared to hold this. Let's see if it drops down to the targets though, down here 426. All day has been characterized with this choppy reversal downtrend, and so when I've got 10% plus profits, I'm just taking it. It's been the story of today. Otherwise, I end up sweating these big pull ups. Like it'll pull all the way back up to the smart trail, and then I'll be like 15, 20% down, and I have to hope for another drop. So if I get quick little moves like this little wick, I'm just gonna take profits and run today. I'm trying to get better at holding for longer, but yeah. Kind of curious to see what it does now that I'm out, but Plethora is asking, why are your candles all green? So I messed around with the settings on LuxAlgo with the candle colors, and I've just kind of left it. I haven't. I don't even remember what settings I'm on at the moment. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, so I think I set it in here as hollow candles. Wow, that's crazy. It's the Hiki Nashi. All these different ones. So yeah, I just have it on this one. And so you see this drop, right? So this is something. So you see how it dropped fast to here. It's part of the reason I exited was one, I had my profit targets already starting to hit, but it also was really close to this reversal zone. So in a market like this, if you start to get close to things, you want to just get out, right? Like it may drop, and it's happened to me all day. I've gotten out early in all of them. It only takes one to really go hard against you, right? So I'd rather take 10, 15% profits 80% of the time than try and get these bigger percentage profits and then have one go 30, 40% against me. It's just the way I've been trading these things. But this might continue down. Let's see how it goes. I'm not, one thing to do is like we could wait for another pull up to the smart trail here. Like maybe this does reverse and come all the way up here. It starts to show weakness up here. We could enter again, right, for another go at it with a stop loss, which is much closer. So you'd be managing the risk a lot better. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment. See if this can kind of winds its way back up here, starts to show weakness up here and drop back down. Then we know we have a defined risk of the smart trail, and it'll be the risk reward will just be a lot better. So kind of watching for that now. It's a potential next trade. I've been trading like a crackhead today though, so I should probably be careful. This is what I mean, though. Trading very defensively, I think it usually pays off. Would not have wanted to sit through this pull up right here. I got in a good price. I got in around here. Took profits on this candle right here. It's pulled back up. This could continue down now, right? We've had a pretty obvious reversal. So for people that are still in this, if you took the trade, it's starting to look really positive for continuing down. But we'll see what it does. I was hoping for a bit more of a push up so I could get a good price on puts up here somewhere. But this does happen sometimes throughout the day today. With sometimes the timing is good, like here, and get in nicely. And then sometimes it happens so fast or it doesn't quite pull up far enough to warrant an entry. So I'm pretty picky about which ones I get into, and I think that helps a lot with trading in general, but with LuxAlgo as well. You're starting to get a nice deep red candle here. Let's see. So far, I'm pretty happy with that quick trade. I feel like I'd be cursing myself now just sitting here with those puts, waiting for another drop. So pretty happy with just taking those quick profits. Again, I think I'm looking for a push up here, and then if we start to get a big red candle come in from the smart trail, the bearish smart trail, try and get another leg down potentially. Trying to see if there's any reason that wouldn't be a good idea. You look at different time frames and see what the trend is like on different time frames. So I guess on the 5 minute we had a bullish rejection, though. Not surprising given that this was a bullish signal and we're underneath the smart trail, which was bearish trending. It rejected nicely. So we're still bearish on that time frame. Man, this could really drop. I'm probably going to regret taking profits here, but it's not that far to the target profit anyway. So I'd rather do it in 3 minutes, right, than wait 10 or 20 and have it go against me and have theta decay all the time as well. So the worst part is especially if you're doing 0 DTE. I did 1 DTE tomorrow's expiration, but in the afternoon, if you forget and you do 0 DTE and this thing just goes sideways or slightly against you, you start to really regret not taking profits quickly. So only now is it starting to get back towards where I took profits on this candle. And so let's see what happens if it just waited a little bit, not got faked out on this, whether this actually ends up being a more profitable trade. Let me look and see where the contracts are at now. Let's see which ones. So I did the 427 puts for June 8th earlier. So I'm just 427. So yeah, they're still in the 120s. So this is roughly where I exited, 120. Okay, so starting to push up. I got half of out at 130. Let's see what this is, 131. So let's see if we can push up past that. Otherwise, I made the right choice, right, and got out, got out early. So just kind of drew this rough line in here to see if it can put in a higher low here, or if it's just going to continue breaking down. Because it looked like it was starting to put in a higher low, and then it's just kind of failing miserably here to. Yeah, we're kind of in no man's land at the moment. If it breaks that second line that I drew just there for support, if that cracks like an egg, you could see it drop all the way down. But honestly, at this point, given the market at the moment and today's craziness, I'm not going to risk entering on a break of this support line. We're too far below the original signal for my liking at the moment. But it could well crack here, right, and just drop all the way down to the profit zone. But I'm okay. I'm just going to watch it, see if we can get a better entry on another trade within the next half hour or so. Yeah, it's so difficult. You're saying the TTM squeezes in, there's a pushback to bullish. Yeah, oh man, this is hard. This is really hard today. Look at it like flirting with trying to break that level. How many? 18 seconds left in this candle. I mean, let's see. So the problem here again, though, for me is like even if this turns green and says buy, I still can't justify the entry because we're so far below the red bearish trail, and I really want to go with the trend. So this starts to become more difficult. You guys can look at other tickers, by the way. I just look at SPY because it makes my life simple and easy, and I can just sit down and do it, and it doesn't really matter. Luck seems to work well on most of these tickers. Yeah, like so we're getting a decent bounce off of that level. All right, so that's quite a bounce. Still 15 seconds on this candle. Wonder if we'll get back up to the smart trail here because we're back at the entry, right? If you look at the candle here, we're back at entry from the signal. So, this will be interesting. Hope it doesn't force me to take another trade. So we're back to actually we're slightly above the signal because it's always the bottom of the candles that you would enter on, right? So we're back to the start here. Let's see. We are kind of hitting a resistance level here. And dare we chance it? That's the question. That's the question here. Dare we chance an entry here back to where we're at? Let's see. Probably only get down to here, which would be a similar move as the previous one. If we had a stop at the smart trail, I know what will happen. This thing will just shoot back up to the smart trail and stop me out, and then immediately reverse off the smart trail. So I'm going to hold off at the moment. But it is worth bearing in mind this would be another opportunity for a short, right? Because we're back to the original signal price. But this sideways chop is just kind of freaking me out a bit. We're in this kind of channel here, so looks like it's breaking this channel at the moment. Only 10 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. So unless it sells off like these little wicks over here, we might see if we can get... Yeah, all right. So back up towards the bearish smart trail. So yeah, let's see what it does. Man, isn't trading fun. So let's see. So I'm looking at the 427 puts again. They're back down to not that far off where I entered earlier. Let's see where we're at. So earlier I got 112. It looks like is the entry. Let's see. They're actually below that at the moment. I know it's tough. This is the worst type of trading with Lux, is where it just kind of goes sideways like this, and you're forced to take these little crazy bumps. You're not forced to do it. That's the whole point. We'll try and hold off and not take stupid trades. Gonna try and be like a sniper. This to me looks like it could be consolidating for a move up to the smart trail. But who knows? Let's see what it does. All right, so we are putting in a really bullish candle back up to the smart trail here. Yeah, candle over candle action here. Let's see what it does. Let's see. So, all right. Yeah, so that consolidation definitely is just leaned to another flagpole coming in here. So I'd definitely be regretting trying to short this at this point. See what it does, whether it penetrates all the way through or if it finds some sort of rejection from it. So far, it's looking pretty bullish. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a green buy signal coming in if this continues the way it's going here. 10 seconds left on the candle. All right, now this is the moment of truth, right? Like, do we decide to jump in here and look for a reversal and have a tight stop? Or do we think this is going to be bullish and switch and just plow up to the stop loss here? It's going to be a tough one. So we've only done 15 seconds on this candle. It's looking bearish at the moment, but let's see if we get buyers coming in or not. Give it one or two more candles and then consider doing the 427 puts again, depending on how it's looking. The problem is the timing, right? You can't wait for it to drop too much, but you also can't get in too early, otherwise you're buying into strength and this thing will just rally against you and stop out. So it's definitely not making life easy at the moment. Just looking to see if there's any other areas here. So obviously there's some resistance around this level inside the cloud, but also kind of here. Let's see. So buyers stepped in on this candle and sucked it back up. So that's a bullish sign as well. And we're really starting to plow up here. So just kind of watching for potentially a green buy signal and a reversal at this point. So pretty glad I didn't stay in this trade and just did this little move right here. Otherwise, I'd be waiting and waiting and waiting, and then boom, stopped out for probably like a 25-30% loss at this point. Maybe. Another gap up on this 1 minute candle. Wow. So it's definitely sign of weakness coming in here. We're still 30 seconds on this candle, but it looks like it was strongly rejected from the descending top of the cloud here. So I just jumped in the 427s again at 10. Let's see what it filled at. 101. And so this is super risky though. I'll probably not be in this trade long at all. So don't chase it if you're not on this. Just looking at here. So 101 was my entry. I got 20 contracts. Let's see, trade. And so I'll be looking for 110 to scale the first part, if it can get there. Because who knows what's going to happen in the next few minutes. Crap, my laptop power's gone off. Just find the charger. And I'm a mess today. Let's see. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to have to mute this while I find my charger. Hopefully it doesn't rally too hard against me while I'm doing this. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I'm down slightly on it at the moment, only a few percent, keeping a close eye on it though. I've had like 5 wins in a row though, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this is a loss. Just going to check out the chart a little bit more. Wow, that's scary. Okay, let's see. We've just flipped to bullish, so I'm going to exit here just because it's this is one of my criteria for trying to minimize losses. If we flip to bullish like this, I just get out. So I'm just closing position now. Let's see what I get out at. Looks like it went off, but I'm not taking the risk. So I'm going to be out. I'm out at 0.96. So that's the first loss of the day for me, which is fine. Well, now we're okay. So now we're bullish, and we've got a bullish reversal here. So I'm going to try and be confident here and take the 427 calls for tomorrow. I'm going to wait to see if this holds though. So how many seconds left? 21 seconds left. So I'm going to see if it comes back on, because it does this kind of fakes you out sometimes. So yeah, so I haven't entered because I'm just waiting to see. That candle's not going to fire now. This is crazy. Like, this is just really tough at the moment. Yeah, that would have been unpleasant if I jumped in and just. You always want to look at the candle, right, and see how many seconds you have left, because if it just turns green or red and you still have like a minute left or 50 seconds left or something, then you got to be careful. I want to watch this though. If we get another big candle coming in and it goes green and flips again like it did, could be a nice entry for a long. Let's see if it does it now. Yep. So there's the flip on the smart trail, but we're not getting a green buy signal. So there we go. All right. So I'm watching this candle here. I have a lot of profits for the day, so I'm okay like taking a risk on this. Still 20 seconds, but I'm going to line up the 427 calls. And so I think we're looking pretty good here, but just be careful. Obviously, it's at your own risk and stuff. Okay, it went off again. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have 8 seconds left. So I'm going to take the gamble here and put in a market order for the 427 calls here. So I just got filled. Let's see what price. So we're above the smart trail, right? It's turned blue. I'm in at 120, by the way, on the calls here. Again, I'll be looking at 134-ish for a scale. Honestly, at this point, I'm just getting totally freaked out. So I'll probably sell half of my position if we can get up there. and see. But yeah, so far this looks solid, right? You've got the blue smart trail. It just flipped, so we're able to get in as it flipped. And yeah, I mean, let's hope we get a final good trade for the day and see where we go with this. Quite a way up to the profit target here. The smart trail is probably going to be my stop, so if we don't see a bounce off the smart trail, now I'm going to let it go all the way down to the stop loss down here if we can help it. Hopefully this isn't going to be 2 losses in a row. Let's see. So I've been taking smaller positions, which is good. So I did 20 contracts on this one, which only comes to a smaller position I usually take. So that's good. Usually I do 30 contracts when they're around $1 or so. So I'm in with 20 contracts on the 427 calls at 120 at the moment. Let's hope this doesn't hit $1, because if it does, I'm going to have to close it out. So far we're doing okay though. Big red candle comes in immediately. I'll be putting all these in the spreadsheet though, so you guys can look through it and see. But yeah, so far this is kind of nasty. Hopefully we see some support here. Don't want to give back all my profits for the day, but only down 10% at the moment, so not too nervous. But yeah, not ideal that we enter and it immediately reverses. Kind of put things into the bigger picture here. Yeah, I really hope it bounces off the smart trail here. Not in the mood for this end of day nonsense. Yeah, this is not looking great. All right, so I'm starting to get ready to. So I manually stop out usually. I don't put in an OCO order or anything. So I watch it like a hawk. So I am not out yet, but I'm keeping a close eye on it. I'm down 15%, and I want to keep these losses as fairly small when they do happen. So smaller than average position size, and also keeping a close watch on this. This is looking pretty bad though. All right, so okay, so just flipped. So I'm going to exit here for a loss, second loss in a row. Part of that is just it flipped down. I'm close to my 20% here, so I actually got filled at 105. So that's not so bad. But this is just getting silly. It's just turning into a chop fest. So I'm not going to take any more trades. 2 in a row is enough for me to to get annoyed at. But that's kind of how I'm controlling the losses, though. So the idea is when they flip, they just get out quickly. Like I'm not going to try and hold this thing and try and bag hold. I think cutting the losses fast. So for example, on this trade, let me just see what I lost on it. Let's see. So it's 120 to 105 with 20 contracts. So just trying to find it here. 427 calls for you. So it's $300, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Average win's probably a bit bigger than that. So not the end of the world, but definitely difficult trading at the moment. I'm reluctant to jump in this short now as well, even though it's actually just getting whipsawed all over the place. And so, yeah, I'm using the autopilot on short term. Hopefully it didn't hurt too much. It was a 15% loss or something, which I hopefully you got out. So the 15% is not too bad. I mean, as long as you're not over positioned. Luckily, I was also positioned kind of small because today's just been a nightmare. One thing I do if I have a really good morning is I'll size down in the afternoon so I don't get burned too badly on these. And you guys are getting lucky. You're getting to see me take all the losing trades. It's just fun. Apart from the first one, which is good. This is another signal that's struggling here. It's just, yeah. Just they're not sustaining. They're just kind of down and then back up. And yeah, nasty. Glad I didn't take this short either. It's just immediately bouncing. There's like this level of support here, and so far it's just not breaking. So yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there. I'm not going to take this trade. There's only 45 minutes left, and 2 losses in a row. Just I'm done for the day. I'm good. I'll update the spreadsheet though, and I'll post it in the Discord and stuff. You guys can see how the day went overall. So yeah. All right, guys. Hopefully talk to you soon.